Morning. Today is Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the Hebrew month of Shvat. We have a lunar calendar, so every month we go by the months of the year as the calendar, and every month is something of what we can call a mini holiday, a special day called Rosh Chodesh, when we celebrate the freshness, the fresh perspective, and the fresh blessing that comes with the new moon. In the lunar calendar, the idea of the rotation of the moon is that it comes into alignment with the sun, and that's why we can't see it, because all of the light that the sun is reflecting is on what we call the far side of the moon. At the same time, as much as it may be dark to our perspective, there is an alignment between the earth, the moon, and the sun. And it's a time of rebirth. And the time of rebirth is a time of quietness. We can't even see the moon. But the time of quietness is a time for recharging our batteries, a time for us to see about how we can be a moon to best reflect our souls and God's desire in our existence. Because, as the Talmud says, the lunar calendar is meant to give us a signal, direction that we are meant to be moons. If we look metaphorically at God being the source of light, we're going to call it metaphorically the sun. Our job is to be able to position ourselves to best reflect God's light, to be full moons. And there will be ups and downs, waxing and waning, like within the moon. But our confidence is that just as we see within the solar system that the moon always achieves its fullness on the 15th of the month, we also have the capacity to achieve that fullness not only on the 15th of the month, but notwithstanding waxing and waning, we can position ourselves to be full moons, and with times of Mashiach, we're told that it will always be a full moon, because the moon will be translucent, as it was in the beginning of creation, which is what the Talmud tells us too. We can be translucent. We can be proper, transparent conduits for our own souls, so we don't have the waxing and the waning, the times we're connected, the times we're not connected, the times we have these many layers which conceal it and conceal our own godliness. The idea is to try to create within ourselves God's moons. In every month, when the moon seems to be out of sight, take a special day of quietness. But quietness means spiritual introspection, recharging the batteries, to be able to find the blessing and the strength to make this a month of fullness, a month, and we have the tenacity and the vision and the focus to make sure that we are aligned and more fully reflecting God's will and God's blessing in our lives. Wish you a happy Rosh Chodesh and a great month ahead.